earlier in the summer, you were talking about your first meeting with Michael Thomas, and I was wondering if you could elaborate on, I guess, that second meeting when y'all learned you're going to be working together, and also just how long it took you to figure out what makes this guy tick.
Well, Michael's an extremely great competitor, so it really doesn't take much to make him tick. The only thing I had to do is just figure out the best way to motivate him. But you don't have to do much. You just draw the plays up. I mean, he'll get it figured out. But our meetings, we're very, I would say, closer than close right now. I mean, comes over my house. Matter of fact, he's closer to my wife than he is with me. So I hope nothing's going on there.
Next question's from Amos.
Coach, one of the things we've heard about Ty Montgomery is that he's kind of bouncing between the receiver room and the running back room. Can you just talk about sort of the vision for him and, how you guys are working together to kind of find a good place for him?
Extremely good player. He spent most of the time in the running back room. I love what I see. He has great hands. He can run real well. He's a catch and run guy, extremely good balance, great vision. I mean, he runs routes, he's a receiver also. So, I mean, I look, as much as I can give Ty Montgomery, I would love to have him, but he's spending a lot of time right now in the running back room.
Next question's from Luke Johnson. Luke?
CJ, the last couple of years, Ted Ginn's kind of been your shot play guy, and obviously he's not here anymore. You have any idea, like, who could be the guy who kind of fills that role for you all?
Well, you know what? I have three guys that I really love. I love what Emmanuel Sanders doing. He's an incredible guy. He's quick. He's fast. He can, you can see he can run really well. I love working with Deontay Harris, excuse me. I love working with Deontay. We got to steal him from the special teams guys a little bit because, I think he can be dynamic. We saw in our last game, some of the things that Tre'Quan Smith's doing, with the deep ball. I like what he's doing also. So those are like three guys that I think will be capable of definitely going deep. And hopefully they can fill the role of Ted, what Ted did for us.
Next one's from Catherine Terrell. Kat?
Hey, I was just following up on an earlier question. Do you actually really have to do much to motivate Michael Thomas, or is it something where you kind of like jab at him and it's going to make him really mad and then he's going to use that to fuel himself?
Well, look, you can't jab at Mike. You got to throw a left hook or something like that. But Mike's the type of guy that I've never been around a guy that loves to practice, loves to compete, loves to have success. So it's just kind of putting him in the right position. And every once in a while, I'd say once every 2 weeks, I got to say something to just get him going a little bit. But that's very seldom. Mike's going to come. He's going to practice. He's a pro. He's competitive. Unlike a lot of guys in pro football, this guy's a competitor. He's up. For example, I call him a tempo violator because it's supposed to be a walkthrough and he doesn't run through. He just goes fast all the time. So that's the kind of kid Mike is. I love working with Mike.
Next one's from Amos Morale. Amos?
Emmanuel Butler is a guy that, really kind of got all of our attention last training camp. And, we saw some clips of him, starting off this training camp pretty good. Where do you see him improving, and what do you think he needs to do to kind of find a way to kind of improve his chances of making this roster?
He's playing well right now. I just think as the installs go, it's early in camp. We're really just starting to practice. We just need to see him just continue to get better and better. I think all those things will sort itself out. Right now I'm just trying to figure out who's who and, making sure guys get lined up. It's just so early. This is like our third real practice, getting them lined up, making sure these guys get enough reps. So right now the evaluation the process is a little bit, slow. It's just getting them being able to compete to evaluate so we can evaluate them.
And then following up kind of with that evaluation process with no preseason games for guys like him who, aren't like the kick returner or whatever, how are you guys going to find ways to kind of give him that same kind of game situation?
Two things Sean has done. The special team stuff is very, very important. I haven't been around a team that spent so much time on special teams in practice and in meetings. So those guys are really going to have to make a good impression on a special teams guy. And I think like every day, there's a situation that you got to compete in. It's going to be, most of it is going to be full speed. So the guys who are competing and doing the best will probably be the guys who we have to go with to play and make the team.
And then last one from me, obviously, Juwan Johnson's a big receiver. We talked to Dan Campbell about how he said he's tried to kind of jokingly take him away from your room. Just what are those conversations like? And, what about him makes him somebody that can be so versatile?
We all fight for certain guys that we like. Juwan has a bright smile. I think that's why Dan likes him. But I think he's going to be a good receiver. Hopefully, he continues to do what he's doing. He's competing. And, we just like the rest of those guys, man. It's just so early right now. It's just hard to say this guy is this or that guy is that. They have their ups and they have their downs. But, I like all those guys are competing.
Next question's from Luke Johnson. Luke?
CJ, we've seen Tre'Quan flash in really big ways. Like the night Drew broke the record, he had 160 receiving yards or whatever. What's standing kind of between him and breaking out and doing that consistently, game in, game out, play in, play out basis?
I think he has to continue to work on just the little things. Stay healthy. I thought he was off to a good season when he got the injury last year against the Rams early on, and had set him back. Like I always tell everybody, we took an outside guy and moved him inside. He's getting better and better. He made a couple plays today. He on a competitive drill, 3rd down in 10, he got the big first down. So it's just figuring out all the little things about playing inside, and also being a big play threat that he could be. Those would be the two things that I would say that are going to really help him. But I think he's on his way to having a really good career.
Taking an outside guy and moving him inside like this year, or did you
No, we did it a couple years. He was inside. He played outside all in his college days, and we had to move him inside. Matter of fact, it was for the Rams game for the playoff game 2 years ago. Then we started him outside again last year. A couple guys got hurt. Kirkwood and AC went down, so we had to move him back inside. So we leave him inside right now, and he's still learning the position, but he's leaps and bounds above when he started. And as you know, he was hurt for several weeks last year also. So, we had to start him over each time, but I think he's doing well now.
What's the toughest part of the process with moving a guy from outside to inside, especially if they're accustomed to playing on, one type of ball?
Yeah, well, the route tree is different. Outside guys run comebacks and go routes and post routes, whereas the inside guy runs more option routes in between the tackles, deep ends, in routes, quicker routes. They'll run flat routes and shoot routes. So it's just seeing the defense from a different perspective. There's always a guy inside in your face. Sometimes outside you get more off coverage. But, he's adjusted to it well, and it's he's doing fine at both.
All right, Coach, that finishes it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, CJ.
Thank you.